Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome back to my stream. It is morning for me here on the west coast of Canada. I've got a kitty cat. I'm wearing my warmest pants because my normal pants are needing washing. It's laundry day. So the layers may come and go. Good morning. Hi, Hazel and Miss Kira. Hello. Perk, thank you for the 54-month reset. Very much appreciated. Holy moly. Dance, it's good to see you. Aaron, hi, how you doing? Oh yeah, happy Turkey Day to the U.S. friends. Happy Thanksgiving to our American... I hope that it's wonderful and filled with safe travel and, well, safe travel if travel was intended. And family and food and petting dogs that you haven't seen in a while. I am... here with my coffee. I am beautiful. And I want to level. I am level 60. I am in Veldraken. Scary has reached the Dragon Isles. And I want to kind of poke around and figure out exactly how I plan to go about getting to 70. Now, the Dream Surge, which I believe should offer me an experience bonus, is active in Thaldraszus. So my first plan of attack is just to hang out in Thaldraszus. Yes, 25% extra experience earned, and that should theoretically stack with that should stack up with the whatchamacallit, the anniversary event that we've got for 19%. So my plan is to noodle around this zone. Do some quests, do some world quests, maybe do some Dream Surgy stuff. I don't know. And then a dungeon would be cool if I get to a point where I have dungeon quests, but I don't know if I want to queue for dungeons just on their own because all of the experience buffs are out here. Gobble gobble, good morning, well afternoon here. Love Magheart Orc. Can I see your transmog? It looks cool. I am wearing Osteo Wings, Necrolord Osteo Wings. I'm wearing Magheart Orc Heritage Armor, and then I put on a big sword of some description. Gorrot Greatsword. Sounds like a Necrolord thing or a Maldraxxus-y thing. There's lots of good Death Knighty Mog in Maldraxxus. I wanted to see how much experience I was going to get from this. I gave her... ooh, 2,700. I guess she's got a bit of rested as well. I gave her Herbalism and Mining, and I used the 5,000 odd gold that she had accumulated just from queuing dungeons up to 60. And I bought her some profession equipment. Just the green stuff so that she can have a little bit of extra profession stats. There's a pet battle quest over here. This should give me some experience. Some description. I don't see why not. As good a place to start as any, assuming that I can have my team here. Let's turn on rematch and pet battle script, and then maybe turn up game sound a little bit. It seems very quiet. It's too early for me to be a cappella Hazel. Pet battle scripts. 10% more if you eat the pilgrim food. See, I found the pilgrim food to only offer me a rep bonus. If there's an experience bonus, I haven't sorted out how to get it. I did the Spirit of Sharing thing, and it did not give me any. Whoa. Linked to the non-existent rematch. Oh, it's all broken. Let's see if it works. Was this my team? Who's to say? Found it quite nice to quest around the Dragon Isles, too. Necrolord Armor's best for DK. Level quick. Last time, remember, your DK was level 43. Yeah, that was the beginning of yesterday. The experience buff is nuts. I checked my played when I hit 60, and it was 9 hours and 15 minutes to get from 10, because I started as an allied race, so I didn't have to do 1 to 10. 10 to 60 took me 9 hours, and that was largely in dungeons. I did a little teeny tiny bit of questing, but it was largely dungeons. This is ridiculous. Already 60 Pog. They're the only two add-ons used for pet battles. Yeah, rematch and pet battle scripts these days. Although, I may need to run some updates or just abandon my script library and start over again. If it has happened to a lot of teams, report it as a bug. Otherwise, just remove orphan teams. Yeah, it has happened to, it seems to be all of the teams. But the script still worked, so I'm just going to turn that out and back off again. I got 13,000 experience just for doing that pet battle. I don't think that my pace is going to, I don't think my pace is going to keep up. I think that it's unlikely that I hit 70 today in one stream, especially at this rate. Pet battle scripts? Yeah, turn that back off. But I'd like to see what we can do. I've been leveling my Holy Priest in dungeons today. Enjoying it. Ooh, fun. An add-on to enable other add-ons as a preset, probably. Made a new save file, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, having it's always I've never seen it work out terribly well when guilds have like multiple raid teams. I guess in some guilds they're big enough, but you end up with divisions like that are really no fun. I'm looking for... What am I looking for? I run the risk of just flying around and gathering, which I'll see how good the experience is once I'm out of rested. I feel like it's not going to be worthwhile. Oh, that's a... I'm not going to make it. I mean, I am a blood DK. Am I going to make it? No, I'm not. I just wanted the flower. Never mind. Don't mind me. Level 70 boost is 60 USD. Boosting characters would make a good amount of money in non-US countries. Yeah, if people... Yeah, I suppose so. Started a Druid project, leveling through WoD. Forgot how engaging I found the main quest lines to be. Did say hard, not impossible to tie as a blood DK. I think I've just found an extremely powerful hippopotamus. We're gonna not worry about that. So I picked up a couple of side quest hubs. There's also like the actual Waking Dream, but I don't think I can do that. I think that at 60, it's not gonna... I mean, honestly, at 70 when there's nobody else there, I feel like I can't do it, so I don't think it's gonna go very well for me on my own. 2738 from that. I wonder if there's any world in which it's just gather in the Dream Surge zone. That would be silly, right? Very angry hippo. Did not like you stealing its flower. That's true. I didn't grow it. I didn't plant it. I didn't water it. I didn't bake the bread. Okay. Dreaming growth requires 70. Oh, that's my cheat death situation. You baked the bread today. What kind of bread did you bake? I'm so jealous. It sounds so good. I've been baking bread in Animal Crossing and then giving it to all of the people that live in my town, and then they just like put it in their houses on a shelf, and I think that's not why I made you bread. But then I just keep making them more bread and giving them additional bread because I have wheat, and because I like that it kind of comes out in like a free cast iron pan every time. Why was my tooltip so big? It's a good question. I don't know. Help harm macros. Attacks, heals to the same key. Found it useful with Holy Priest. They have so many buttons. Sort of. Not really. Not at all. I have extra modifier bars set up. So I'll have a number key bar for my mouse, and then another one that is the same thing but with shift modifier, and then a third one that is the same thing with an alt modifier. So if I really wanted to help harm, I would make basically a macro for each of them, and I would put one on the 8 button and one on the shift 8 button. I have that for levitate. Unfortunately, when you forget, like I have a cast levitate, cancel levitate situation, but then I forgot that cancel was on shift and not altate, and I accidentally used a Dreamwalker's healing potion, and I thought, oh no, that's 250 gold. Or whatever they're going for these days. I mean, this isn't awful experience. It's going to slow down once I run out of rested, though, so we should... Time Rift. You can do Time Rifts on alts. Time Rift? No. That portal's got to be dead. That boss must be gone. Let's do world quests at least. Ornamental bread. Legal Nerd, thank you for the 31-month resub. No matter how hard I try, I can't figure out your gold making process with Alchemy Auctionator. It's just too much to process. Oh no. I imagine I did a video. But the main thing that I do with Auctionator is I just run a scan so that it feeds data to Craft Sim. I don't do a ton else with it. Sometimes I post things with it, but that's just for convenience. Weird last thought before dying. Well, no, I wasn't gonna die. I had taken like a little bit of damage, which is why it did let me use the health potion, and I was running between trash packs in the raid. And I was jumping off of a thing in Raiden, and I wanted to cancel my levitate so I could land faster, and instead I popped one of my expensive healing pots. I still haven't gotten around to making any of those. Alchemy has been quite profitable for me recently, but not the healing pots for whatever reason. Whatever it may be. So that gave me Did I get experience for pulling in the thresher? Because that would be kind of cool. I wonder if a lot of people don't know about them. Yeah, maybe. They're being squeezed by the Awakened Frost prices because they need frost at 3 levels of their crafting. The ingredients for the Dreamwalker's pot are regular health pots, which take Rousing Frost, and then Frozen Focus pots, which take Awakened Frost. And then Awakened is also being pushed up by the Tepid Versa demand, which also takes Awakened Frost. So it's just kind of expensive for that reason. But like, typically when things are so expensive that they're not profitable, people stop making them because if you make them, you're just losing money. Maybe some people are making them on mats that they've like farmed themselves or something, or maybe people just don't care. But I haven't found it to be any good. I think I'm done alchemy crafting for a little bit though. I just can't multitask very well when I feel like I should be able to just put it on and make batches of stuff and list it while doing other things, but in practice I'm never going to end up doing something productive while I do that. I'm always just going to end up wasting time. Happy American Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy holiday Thursday to all of our Americans. I hope you guys having some time off maybe a nice relaxing novel weekday away from work. I want to tell you and for you to subsequently ignore how unhappy I am with your cast bar and flight bubbles being overlaid squarely over your WeCore. I see. Hello, Hazel. Hello. Over 500 now. So annoying. I'm almost tempted to farm it. I'm almost tempted to find an Awakened Frost grind to do because apparently those are going to be good. I don't need any of those things. But I did get my Dragon Isles mining to 4. How am I at 0? Oh no, 6 of 12 fish sticks. Okay. Scared me for a moment. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting to 70 in a hurry. But you know, we don't need to get to 70 right now. We just need to get to 61. That'll be something. Made a big mistake. Saw file profiting around 190 gold. Prices go down, not profit anymore. Never invest a lot of gold in the future. Sometimes it happens. The one thing to keep an eye on when you're looking at stuff like that is if a profit seems like really too good to be true, like 190 is wild. Take a look at the prices of the stuff to see if there's like just a couple of units of something that's throwing it off. Because if there's just like an herb that's needed in it, that's usually 20 gold, and then somebody posted like 3 of them for 50 silver, that's gonna throw off your, I don't think it calculates for how many are available. That's gonna really throw off your calculation. Same as if somebody has like reset the market and they've pushed the sell price of the end product up crazy high, but nobody's actually buying them. They're just waiting for it to fall. It's a good idea if something seems too good to be true to just kind of sniff it to see if those values are legit. Not that I do that very often. I'm not as careful as I advise people to be, but you know, that's life. I'm gonna fight this deer. I'm gonna hit it with heart strike and stuff, and it's gonna die. Happy Thanksgiving. You are appreciated. Oh, thank you. What will you need Awakened Frost for? Becoming rich. Selling it. They're just very valuable right now because they're in demand for a lot of alchemy crafts that people use for raid. Do I have a hotkey for my extra action button, generally speaking? So what I do is I keep a macro for it around. I have this little /click extra action button 1 macro, and then when I feel like I need a hotkey for it, I will drag that onto a bar somewhere and use it, and then but I don't do it like all the time, and if I end up needing that button, I'll just chuck it off until I need it again later. Forgot that part. Oh no. Okay, alright, 11 to 12. This is going to be massive experience. We're going to be very excited about this. I'm actually pretty impressed with how fast she can yoink the sharks. I feel like that used to take longer. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's not bad. It's not bad. Kitty cat. I found out that I could have actually, I had the option to pick up the Aiding the Accord, but they wouldn't let me pick up the Super Bloom one, which I guess is understandable. They wouldn't let me pick up the Super Bloom one. And they would let me pick up the Centaur Hunt one, and I think that if I try to do the Centaur Hunt one, on my own at level 60. I'm not going to finish it. So I figure I'm just going to leave the Aid in the Accord alone until I hit 70, and then I can do the Super Bloom one. I must have an overload button. Even if I'm just a brand new alchemist, I must have an overload button. Maybe not. Maybe they changed it. I thought that for sure. Yeah, oh well. must need more points. Yeah, they did some changing of stuff. There was a thing where you had to spec into it, and then there was a thing where they gave it to you by default, but then you spec'd into it to get the cooldown reduction to be better. I wonder if I won't just automatically get it at herb skill 25 without needing any spec points, because you can't even put spec points in until that point. But they've moved things around a bit. Well, I'll find out. I don't know. You just got it. I just got it. I did just get it. I did just get it. I learned a new spell, Overload Elemental Herb. Okay, so it's when you herb your first elemental herb. You need to herb a special one of any of them. You don't need any spec points or anything. What are the odds? Hey, problem solved. They did change it. It's hard to keep track of stuff when they keep moving things around. I would not have guessed that. That would have been like my fourth or fifth guess if I was gonna try and make it up. But now I found another Titan Touch one. I can overload that one because order is still useful. Although I wonder if I shouldn't overload a Frosty Note. Is that the new meta for gold making? You go herbalism and then you just herb and then you overload all the frost notes. I did not watch any more Race to World First. Did they kill any more bosses? Didn't they turn off their streams? Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then, yeah, sure, Simeon. Only overload Frost. Oh, man. There's only one boss left. So, no. They didn't do it. Oh, I pressed A-bomb them. Oops, daisy do. Liquid turned off stream last night. They're streaming now. Oh, okay. What's their, I mean, I could look it up for myself. But what's their best pull? How's it going? Last pull at midnight. 14k at the moment for Centaur Trophy necklaces here. Oh. Fix the bug that made Hardendor give around 15k XP. Oh, that would have been good. A little cheesy. A little macaroni and cheese. So am I in a world quest area or did I get completely sidetracked by gathering? I think I got completely sidetracked by gathering. But even just, yeah, doing anything in these zones seems pretty good with the experience bonus. I wanted to go do that world quest. Made it out of the first intermission. Best pull for both is like 62%. Oh, so we're pretty neck and neck now then, eh? Ho ho ho. You mean limit? Or are they liquid? I mean, we're all liquid on the inside. There's another Titan Touch now. Completely. It's a mental game now. I don't know how they do it. I get too much pressure when somebody's like expecting me at a very normal appointment. I don't know how raiders avoid like getting tilted or overwhelmed or just like, you know, off their game in really high pressure situations like this. They are liquid, they were limit. Oh, I see. No kidding, pressure is absurd. Do you think there's gonna be a final form? Is there any other words that start with L that have the double I's in them? They could be lipids. Rated for like 18 plus hours yesterday. Oh man. Hey Hazel, hello. They do get tilted? They were struggling? Interesting name for such a solid kill. Oh boy, okay. And then this one. And then there's band-aids over here. We gotta go get the band-aids. I picked out the Slither Drake as Scary's mount. I feel like that's the most... I mean, none of them are really like Death Knight-y, but this one seemed to match her vibe the most. I feel like DK does pretty, like, Blood DK does pretty reasonable damage. I mean, my gear is terrible right now because my heirlooms haven't scaled up and I have gotten no pieces of gear, so I'm wearing, like, you know, 186 blues. But I do feel like you can actually hit things, I say, as it takes me half an hour to kill this mob. I don't feel bad for tanking in blood spec, basically. Because I have no intentions of ever specking out of blood. She's a one-trick pony. Really matches the flower hat. People are humans, after all. Possibly the silliest thing I've said in a while. You ever get, like, really in your head about the differences and the similarities between humans and other animals on the planet? Because that one gets me sometimes. Oh, I found the band-aids. Yeah, I picked my season 3 alt, or at least the first season 3 alt I wanted to level with a randomizer. Or play with a randomizer, and it told me to be a Magheart Orc Blood DK, so here we are. It's going pretty good. I had fun tanking all the leveling dungeons. Towards the end, it got a little button mashy, but that's okay. I have big plans to, once I get into... I don't know how much gear I want to do for this, but I have big plans to be, like, a hero of +2 keys, and just to run in... I'm assuming, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm assuming that people that are in a queue in a +2 key are just going to be like, hey, warm body, you can tank, and then take me, with no other qualifications whatsoever. We'll find out. Maybe it'll be hard to get in. But because of the barbing on the floor, I'm looking forward to inventing routes. I figure I'm just going to pull anything, and then eyeball what we need to get to get to percentage. Be the mythic 0 hero. Yeah, I'm gonna find my people in the 2s to 5s. Ready for Hazel's Volpera Disc Priest era. I guess that's the question, is after I finish this alt, if this is like I'm having a lot of fun with this. I like the idea of trying out different classes and doing like a little bit of the season on each of them. For the next one, do I want to pick a character that's actually out of my existing library? Do I want to like play one of my BM hunters maybe? Or do I want to press the randomize button again and then have it be like, hey, you should be a Volpera Disc Priest or like whatever. Do strictly 2s, but let everyone know right before the key starts that you're practicing for the MDI. Yeah, I'm workshopping hyper secret root tech. Imagine you turn this into a YouTube series. Perhaps. I think part of the reason why I don't market my content better is because I have this disbelief that anybody would watch any of it. It's like, why would I put that on YouTube? What are people gonna do with that? Look at it? Ew. Disrupt the encampment, alrighty. But like, you know, I'm putting it up for stream, but that's just because this is what we do in the mornings, you know? You guys being here is just lucky. Hi. Disc Priest S tier Mythic Plus seems like a great excuse to try it out. I genuinely would do it on a different character than my regular priest. Like if the randomizer rolled me a Disc Priest, I would really hope that it was not a gnome, basically. Or if it was, I would even consider rolling a second gnome because I'm insane, because I have problems, because I need that degree of separation of Inksy. Is she can play Shadow and she can play Holy. She does not play Discipline. Her parents raised her better than that. I've never played a priest. Should I? Yes. Yes, it's very fun. Does my Death Strike still cleave when you stand in D&D? I think so. I read something. My Heart Strike cleaves when I stand in D&D. I don't remember if my Death Strike does. It might. Standing in it seems to be generally a good idea. Also, you know what else is a good idea? Would probably be like pulling a bunch of stuff, because I'm a tank. So if I could like tank things and then hit them, then I might be able to cleave them down. Very undisciplined priest earring. See, this is true. Maybe it's just a better reflection of who I am as a human being. You know, if you had to characterize me, or if I had to characterize myself in my style of living life, and on one side is careful planning and execution, and on the other side is rampant chaos, it's not a hard choice. Run in group, turn on Slappy Hand, see what happens. And just for the first time in 18 years as a priest main, it's so fun, feels so good to play, highly recommend. Trying to heal a demon hunter as a priest is difficult, they're always so far ahead. Yeah, whenever I get left in the dust, I just assume they have a plan. And if they don't have a plan, then they're gonna die. They're gonna die. Here we go. Why did I pop slappy hands or grabby hands when I was already on top of everybody? That's silly. That's a goofy thing to do. What if you plan your rampant chaos? Well, then it's not chaos anymore. I like to think that life is a constant, never-ending, eternal battle and or dance, depending on how confrontational you want to characterize it, between chaos and order, and that it can never, neither can never fully win, at least with me. The dance is part of the journey. That's a good image. Yes, priests are hard to play in undisciplined groups. Speaking of, how are all my healer brethren doing with bursting this week? You feeling okay? Everybody doing good? You need like a hot chocolate or something? Sanguinet, thank you for the 10-month resub. Okay. And then some of this. I like that my bone shield matches my transmog. Can you glyph the bone shield to be something else? Could I have like flies or what else would a Death Knight have? I mean, they could have, I guess, little globs of like coagulated blood. I mean, I would love butterflies, but I'm trying to keep things reasonable here. Too early to get existential. No control over anything except our own actions. I'm just trying to have control over my own actions. I'm one step below that. I'm just I'm working on trying to do anything. Genuinely anything. Struggle more with tyrannical bosses in my experience. Can I have something more metal than bones flying around my body? What if you could make them different bones? You know, these ones look like a femur, like a big leg bone, you know. What if we got some little metatarsals? What if we got some rolling bones? Glyph for roses instead of bones? Ho ho ho. You make like a dad rock style DK. Okie dokie. And the helmet. I mean, the helmet would be a huge upgrade because my heirlooms haven't scaled up, but my heirlooms will scale up. I just need to level once. Cataloger's balloon. Oh, I would love to. That sounds wonderful. That sounds like it won't need me to do any damage. We've only got 2 bars, and then I can, and then my heirlooms should scale up. I'm about ready for Flight Paths to be account-wide. I know it's happening in the War Within, but like any minute now. I'm ready. Clean bags just itched my brain. Here, I can clean them up more. On alts, when I don't really need anything, I take pretty great pleasure in just flat deleting basically everything because I don't need most of it. So we don't really want to bother posting that or that or that or that. But these guys, yeah. Whoa, 1,000 gold from my order that I picked up already? I only have 2,500. Speaking of gold, my poor priest is like broke right now. I need to send her some gold or like have her do some world quests with flight or something like that, like dragon races. I got some legs and I needed to buy a new spell thread, and then I got a thing that had a socket, so I was buying like a gem, and I could only barely afford it. Just like, oh my gosh, I've spent it all. Raiding's expensive. I'm having to refill the coffers. Mm-hmm. You know what kind of legs I got in the raid last night? Tier legs. I got a curio. And then I used it to get my 4-piece. So now I have 4-piece. That's my story. Woo! My understanding is that gold will be account-wide also. Spell thread is my big money maker in tailoring. Weakest link with my neck. Got myself a lariat. It's expensive. Yeah, I did the same thing. I've got a 486 lariat. And bizarrely enough, I actually have gem slots for it. I was kind of getting a lariat in expectation that later I will have gem slots. But I randomly have like an old ring with a gem slot that I can't get rid of. I have bracers with a socket that I can wear up until I craft the Time Warp bracers, which is not until I get another spark. And then I got a socketed belt as well, and then of course the 3 sockets on the neck from the settings, so like it's actually not bad. My weak point is my trinkets. I have garbo trinkets still, but the rest of my gear is looking a lot better. And all 4 set for Holy Priest is so fun to play with. You get all of these free charges of being able to use your holy words without consuming charges on them. So like you set it up and then you just... I would, we were progressing on Heroic Lairdar, and for the Bramble, it was kind of cheesy, but like the Charred Bramble would come up and we needed to heal that thing stat, and I would put Guardian Spirit on it so it takes 60% more healing, and I would have like some Serenities saved up. So you Guardian Spirit, you double Serenity, and the thing's almost done. It was amazing. You pull like 150, 160k in the meters, and you're like, this is cheesy. It felt really good. I still need to practice with it because sometimes what it doesn't do is it doesn't actually... I need to do this again. What it does not do is it does not reset the cooldown of your charges. It just makes it so the next time you get the cooldown back, it won't consume one. So sometimes I'll get a proc and I'll have like 45 seconds left of my Serenity, and I'll be like... I can't... And obviously there's things you can do to get that cooldown up faster, but in the moment I'm a little bit dumb, and all I can think of is I don't know how long this proc is gonna last. And I can't use this button yet, and then I'll panic trying to figure out how to get it back because I'm not always very smart when I'm reading. And also it's a new toy and I like just got it, so I'm not used to it yet, but it was fun. Could you spam one particular Mythic Plus dungeon to fix your trinkets? Everbloom. I could spam Everbloom to try to get a vial of Genusaur blood. That would fix one of them. If I spammed Throne of Tides to get a Sea Star, that would fix another one. The Tearstone from Rise is better, but it's annoying, so we pretend we do not see it. Okay, and then Salamanther hides. I really thought that was going to give me more experience. Trink from BRH, good for healers, big mana. I'm just kind of looking through my my questionably epic tier list. Here, I can show you. Let me see, questionably epic, because I don't do math. Math is not one thing I do. So this is the website I use to check healer stuff. On Inksy, if I look at my trinket graph, this is kind of what I'm looking at. So the Blackrook Hold trinket, what's it called? Smoldering Seedling drops from Lairdar. So this is the thing I pretend does not exist because it's annoying. You have to like record healing and then use it, and it's I don't want to do that. Genusaur Blood is just a proc. It's just a crit proc. So there's that. The Friendship Badge will be good. I'm hoping for a heroic one. If I can get that out of Vault, it would be great, but we'll see. I'm probably going to end up getting trinkets out of Vault. And then there's the Sea Star, which is Versa with an int proc. The one from Throne of the Tides. Yeah, Throne of Tides is Sea Star. And, yeah, anyone else being crushingly indecisive when it comes to a new main? I mean, I didn't use it to choose a main. Yeah, Rashek's Heart is here, which is why I can't get rid of the darn thing. It's, like, still not bad. I've got a 431 Rashek's Heart on my... Oh, I already got that one. Okay. On my priest. I don't see Gladiator's Medallion. But he got a Sea Star from 16. He was happy. Nice. Yeah, I'm using Dream Magic on top of my Rashek's Heart right now, so it's not pretty. But I turned down a normal Friendship Badge so somebody else could have it last night because I'm just believing that I'm going to get something good. And I didn't want to take it from somebody that needed it. Plus, I got my 4 Bs, so I'm all set. I can do good with that. It'll help. Oh, I just don't want to spam Everbloom. I see people do that thing where they're like, oh, I really need this trinket from this dungeon. I'm going to run it. And they always end up running it like 90 times. I've never seen somebody go, oh, I need a trinket from this dungeon, and then run the dungeon, and like, there it is, thanks. It's always like an insane grind where by the end of it, you just want to rip out your own eyeballs and put them on little skewer sticks and then like put them around the entrance to that dungeon so nobody ever thinks about going there again. Like, it's not, it's never a fun thing. So I know my trinkets are awful and that would help a lot, but what if I just kind of wait for the vault to bless me? And then I can do good stuff with them. But I don't want to spam Everbloom. I see people do that thing where they're like, oh, I really need this trinket from this dungeon. I'm going to run it. And they always end up running it like 90 times. I've never seen somebody go, oh, I need a trinket from this dungeon. And then like, put them on little skewer sticks and then like put them around the entrance to that dungeon so nobody ever thinks about going there again. Like, it's not, it's never a fun thing. So I know my trinkets are awful and that would help a lot, but what if I just kind of wait for the vault to bless me? Great way to make yourself hate Mythic Plus, yeah. Yeah, I think I have enough to be getting on with for now. If I still have no trinkets in like 3 weeks, then maybe I'll look into it. See the trinket drop I need when I'm on an alt character, cannot use it. Took me 19 times running BRH. I want to bet all my channel points on it dropping the first Mythic Plus you do in this DK. Yeah. Okay, so there's some of those. I really want to get like more salamanders. Can I have like 6 of them? Here, well, here, so you, and then let's like A-bomb limb. I guess maybe it won't grab stuff that I'm not in combat with, but we can do this. Yeah. Did I even Death and Decay? I don't think I Death and Decayed. I never said I was going to be the best Death Knight. I just said I was going to be a Death Knight. Oh, it's nice that they can harvest those like in a big AoE thing. 45 times of Vital in 1 week. I almost lost it. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. Problem for future Hazel and not present Hazel. Yeah. What's the problem for present Hazel? Trying to get to level 61 so my heirloom scale up. That would be good. Any progress on the D&D at my feet by default decision? I think I'm just gonna place it. I think that this is that I have merited it not worth making a macro because I think this is fine for my purposes. What if you were a channel for any chaos in your life through your DK? I mean, I feel like demon hunters are the chaos class, but maybe that's just because they have the spell called Chaos Brand. Maybe that's the only reason. Level blood instead of the other 2 specs. I used a randomizer to pick an alt for me. It decided on blood. Do you miss your warlock or hunter? No, I don't really miss anything. If something's not right in front of me, I'm not usually thinking about it. I'm extremely distractible. I want to put this up here. Yeah, there we go. Chaos is often a mood. The hardcore ones, to be clear. Oh, yeah, they were good. They were fun. Oh, I drank all my coffee. Hold on. Put that over there. I, last night in raid, my feet were like increasingly getting cold. And sometimes you just wrap them up in the warmest socks that you can, and you're like otherwise really bundled up, and you've got them like inside thick socks and slippers, and they're still just like you can feel your bones just cracking inside. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take a hot water bottle. I'm gonna put it on the floor, and I'm gonna put my feet on top of it. And I felt like the cleverest woman on the planet. It was amazing. It was like having a little water bed, a little hot water bed for my toes. It was good. And it like bizarrely enough felt like it kept my fingers warmer too. And they weren't even on it, although the cat was on my lap. Kitty cat's nice and warm. I need one more. There's one over here. Good way to have a cat laying at your feet. She was on my lap. She was kind of sharing my lap with a hot water bottle, but I'm always nervous when I have a heating pad or a hot water bottle on my lap with the cat that I don't want to burn my cat. And I don't trust her to get up if it's too warm. So I'm trying to keep an eye on like how warm things are because I'm not trying to cook the poor thing. And I think she's very much like me in that she would become burned before she makes the hot go away. I do that too. Ancestral, that's a trinket, but I don't know. We got some, oh, we're so close. What is this one for? Climbing gear. No, not mushroom for air. Yeah. Do you trust her not to puncture the bottle? Yeah. It's a pretty thick bottle and she's like a pretty light cat. I think she would have to really try. Have my PC blow the hot air on my feet easy. Now there's the strat. That's smart. There's a rock wall. Yeah. Electric socks, I swear they'll change your life. I don't know why I'm so I love gadgets, but every now and then I'm like, this is too much technology, and it's like I draw the line at electric socks apparently. I have 9 different ways to cook a potato, but electric socks, oh boy. Is there a can I find a handhold? Yes, please. Thank you. Mushrooms. Good line to draw. I think I went through a phase of my life where I needed a tool and I like bought it online and then it made the job way easier. I don't remember what it was for, but something. And that feeling was so good that I've been chasing it ever since and being like, what could I make easier with like an affordable tool that I don't have? And that is a line of logic that I feel like I can follow too far, and then you end up with stuff that solves problems that weren't really problems. And then you have a new problem of having too many things that were designed to solve problems that are silly. So I'm a little extra hesitant now to solve problems with a new thing, just because sometimes you already have a solution that works, or sometimes the problem is not that important. Here we go. One of these. And then... But sometimes you really do just need the right tool for the job, so it's tough. This one. You don't remember what it was? Uh-huh. Not the exact thing, but I once bought one of those things that detects electrical current so that I could troubleshoot which bulb needed to be replaced in a string of Christmas lights that was malfunctioning. I think that the thing was more expensive than the Christmas lights were. Also, I need to put up my Christmas lights. It's, I gotta just put up the Christmas tree and then figure out if the dog is going to kill it. I'm never gonna know if I don't try. Also, there must be another part. I need one more. Oh, there's one right here. There we go. Yeah, I'm never gonna figure out if the dog is gonna kill the tree if I don't put it up. So I'll just have to give it a go. When we visited my sister, she had her tree up, and Moose didn't, like, attack the tree itself. He did thieve ornaments. So I may need to do that thing where you only put ornaments, like, out of reach of the dog. But he's kind of tall. Although I don't really have very many ornaments at this point in my life. They're one of those things that I feel like I'm going to get sentimental ones and mementos over the course of my life, and I don't want to load it up too early so that I still have room on my tree for later when I'm, you know, older than I am now. Oh wow, that's way too high. I give up. Absolutely not. Okay, so we got to 61, and all my heirlooms scaled up to 239 now, so I should be much more effective in combat, which we're looking forward to. What does he do with them? Choose on them. It's unclear if he was going to progress to consuming them, or if he just wanted to steal them. He likes taking my mitts, and I swear I don't know what his plan is, but it's quite funny. Like, it's his favorite thing to steal. And yesterday, what I do is I put him in a bin that's underneath another bin, because I like keeping them by the door because you put them on all the time. And he saw me do this, and then he saw just like a sliver of mitt poking out of the gap. And you see him just like very delicately grab that piece with the tip of his teeth and then tear it out and then go, heh heh. I mean, he's a dog, so he didn't cackle, but I swear he like cackled. And then tore off with the mitt, like, I've done it! I knew that would work. Can I do any fire damage? Oh no, frost. I can do frost damage. Right? Those are both cold abilities that actually don't do any frost damage. Chains of Ice. Mind Freeze? No. Path of Frost. That's funny. Do I not have any frost damage? Wonder if he just wants the attention. Yeah. I mean, he might be clever enough to know that I will, if he's good enough at keeping something away from me, I will trade him with a treat because I don't want him to chew holes in my mitts. I do have a rune forged. It's Fallen Crusader. Quick respect of frost. Never. I'm a Blondike. There a toy that does frost damage? Maybe. That's alright. He's not 100 pounds, no. Tanking normals. No, not yet. I tanked dungeons all the way to 60. Florp TV, thank you very much for the 12-month resub. Your new DK adventure has inspired me to start my own, thus... Slonks, the unholy DK, has been born. Oh, he's a gnome. That's amazing. Slonks. Alright, what if I go do the Serene Dream Spa? Then maybe the game will stop telling me about the Serene Dream Spa in Beldraken. They want me to go to the Suffusion camp, but when I did that, I found it wasn't really worthwhile experience-wise. You can do... Plus, if you wait and you save it until later, you can get more, you can get, like, endgame gear. Okay. X Arthur, thank you for the 18-month resub. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Quest helpers who pop up follow you around until you accept the quest are a bit much. Yeah, I kind of hope that they leave off on those. They're, it's, my initial instinct is to run away, but you can't lose them. They'll always catch you. And it's like, well, his will just accept the quest and then they'll go away. And I think, but then that's giving in. I thought I was playing a game so I could have a choice about what I want to do. If you're gonna make me take it, then just give it to me automatically and have me be confused about it later. Chase me down the street. Stuff of horror movies, really. Oh, it just comes across. I mean, I guess I'm just like way too sensitive, but it feels pushy. RPG, what is that? What level you can dragonfly in 10.2.5? That's a good question. I don't know. Basically the it from It Follows. What follows? Oh, I got Bubble Poppy. Terrorized Spogast Yuga students rescued Icy. I like Dancing Green Weapon. It's fun. Look at them go. Although I kind of liked it better when I had a really, really cool weapon mod. Like these ones are all right with the bones on them. That'll do. I don't think that I'm going to get anywhere near 70. I should probably queue a random Dragonflight dungeon just to see how that experience compares to this. Because, you know, doing the world quest was okay. Here, we'll do like a batch of, a little batch of quests and see how it feels when we actually turn these in. Maybe regular quests are faster than world quests. I feel like that was the case. But then I'll probably just try a dungeon, see if that's good. And It Follows. It's a horror movie. Oh. You might like it, not jump scare horror, more existential. It might really mess you up. I mean, that's a sales pitch. Do I play classic? Not right now. I did some hardcore when hardcore came out. I had a lot of fun with that. Floor Spaghetti is a wonderful name. Who doesn't want to be messed up? Hellgrave is still alive. Hellgrave has never died. They are level 40. And they got their mount and then they immediately retired. Didn't do a single thing after that. Thing over here. I feel like I have a lot of patience for questing at the beginning of expansions. I'm like interested and excited to see what all the quests are and I'm like discovering things. And even though I've probably not even done these ones because I didn't quest very much in Theldraszus, I lose all patience as soon as I'm leveling alts. Don't want to do any of it. Just want it to be over. And they're good quests too. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't know why I'm so impatient. It's like I'm in a big hurry to go, you know, deplete +3 keys. Hype for Season of Discovery. It's a fun concept. You could have it be over. What, use my boost? You really want to do keys? I guess so. That does... maybe. Maybe I do want to do keys. I think I was just all hopped up on how fast I leveled from 10 to 60. And the slowdown of the pace, I think, takes you by surprise a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be slower to do the endgame levels, but why? For what? Okay. If you accept that the king won't need your boost. Yeah. But you never know. No, I do know that I'm not going to use it. It just brings me a strange kind of satisfaction to just leave it there. It takes on a life of its own after a while. I can't really explain it. Oh, look, a thing. An unbalanced experience. Yeah, it's going to be funny if it takes me 9 hours or more to get to 70, because that's how long it took me to get from 10 to 60. Although, yeah, we've changed our strat, so here, we'll see. We're gonna have a bunch of quests here. We can turn them all in at once, that'll be fun. And then we'll see how this compares to dungeons. I'd say Dragonflight dungeons would be good practice for keys, but with the exception of Dawn of the Infinites, which isn't even in the pool, Dragonflight dungeons aren't the ones that I'm going to be doing anyway. Neither half of them is in the Mythic Plus season right now. Take an hour per level now, yeah. Alright, so I'm at 1 bar through 61. And then turning those in got me to 2.5 bars. Yeah, I don't know. Stick me in a dungeon queue, we'll see how that does. I think I might be shooting myself in the foot with the questing thing. I mean, it's decent gold. You can gather and stuff. Oh, the baby's a doggy! Slash comfort? Oh, it worked. I don't know what that Torn was doing, but it looked like they were about to... It looked bad. Alright, Naku defensive. Oh boy. Hello. Welcome. It's me. Somebody. Is this where you start the dungeon? At the north side of it. Why did I think we started on the south side? There's Granus, so we definitely haven't done any bosses, and they're not done on the side. Shouldn't there be some kind of a UI? Oh yeah, there it is, there it is. Shows us Alright, here. Are you healing with me? More or less.
Crowd control.
Rally. Kick the rally. Grip the rally? Something like that. I was confused. I've never in my life tanked a Dragonflight dungeon. I don't think, yeah, I haven't tanked any of these. We're getting this pat? We are getting this pat. But we're leveling, so it's okay.
Crowd control.
No idea Nakud had flight paths until yesterday, I think. There's flight paths in the dungeon? There's flight paths in the dungeon. Weird, okay. You remember where to go and what to pull here. I found the big yellow bubble on the map, if that helps. I think that's what they want me to do. Shadowed unit frame for health bars. Plater. I used to use shadowed. But I have Plater now. I have a Plater profile too. Gripping uninterruptible cast is my favorite thing to do on DK. Only one always getting lost in Dawn of the Infinite? Sometimes the backtracking I have trouble with. Oh, maybe I should check the dungeon journal just to see. Or I could just listen to DBM and hope for the best. Just to see what I'm supposed to do for these bosses. Because like I said, I've never tanked them. Well, this is going to be a problem. I'm going to Lichborn and I'm going to Icebound Fortitude. And everything's fine. Finally got the Ender Rod now. Nice! Taliesin learned it last week. Shared it in the weekly reset. Nobody knew. Is it new? Was that always there? Okay, so... Oh yeah, the boss is like right here. I don't trust us to not pull this, so I'm gonna grab this stuff.
Crowd control.
Probably was always there. Who's to say, really? Who's to say? Okie dokie. Alright. Good luck. Hello, everybody. So I want to drag the boss near the active. I'm just gonna keep it here. I'm gonna keep it here, and I'm gonna point it this way, and I'm gonna death strike myself back up to full health, and then I can run out and I can run back in. It'll be great. Yeah, normals aren't so bad.
Ready to interrupt.
So someone could click the lance, or we could just kill him. That works. Okay, let's do what do we do? The Tempest next. Whenever DPM says run, don't. Skip and Azure Vaults also changed to a kill plane. Let everyone else worry about getting out of the way. I mean, as a tank, you know, pointing things away from people is great. But the next best thing is just keeping the thing still and not wiggling it too much. And the worst thing that you can do is spin it wildly around at random with no rhyme or reason to try to, like, amp up that concern of, like, where's the frontal going to be? Who's to say? Nobody knows. Haven't done this dungeon in so long. The thingies that you need for the mount, they're not account-wide, right? Like, you have to farm them all on one character, the Breath of Onara. I need that mount still. I never did get it. I have some of the breaths on my evoker. Okay. Kick a few storm bolts. Maybe do a little AMS. I do appear to be the only person fighting this pack, which begs the question of what happened. I wonder if we pulled trash? It's okay. We can room weapon and... That's my favorite mount. Breath is BOA. Oh! Ho ho! Well, then I should see how many I have. Bad influence is normal. Your DK, you can probably stand at any ability without issues. It's kind of a nice comfy difficulty to learn the fights on, because I can see some things that maybe I should get out of later, but like, or, you know, be careful with later. Okay, and then over here. But it's not the end of the world if they get me. It's cool having an interrupt, having multiple interrupts on like such a short cooldown. Sure. Press any button. What level can you pick up the weekly dungeon quest? Oh, I forgot about those. It's a good question. I don't know. I should check in Valdrakken for it. So we should be able to do this now, eh? Yeah, sure. Why not? I never know which bosses are frontals, so I'm just treat them all like they do. It's just in case, can't hurt. I'm guessing as a tank, I don't want to get the bubbles. I want other people to get the bubbles.
AOE incoming.
Don't think there's a weekly dungeon quest anymore?
Spread.
Oh, huge bracer upgrade. 256 over 167. Happy about that. Okay, and then Tyr and Maruk are this way. Much easier if the bubbles don't move. Yeah, it's funny the things that you don't realize are mythic only. Or even heroic only. Until you do it on normal. How's my experience doing? Couple, like a bar. We'll see how the end of dungeon experience is. That was when I was leveling. That was the big deal. That was the thing. So I want to kick the volley. want to get out of the frontal. I probably want to get out of the ground effect too. Haven't checked. Stopped doing dungeon quests a while ago. They used to be nice for, I don't know, rep, I guess, actually. Yeah, when we were working on the original Dragonflight renowns, I would do them for that. But I guess I haven't worried about that in a while. Even my new main, who doesn't have all of the original renowns, I'm just kind of not worrying about it. Because the Aiding the Accord will get them done for me, like, eventually. Especially with all the catch-up unlocked. So I can't actually kick that Deathbolt Volley, because I already used my Interrupt. I guess I could maybe try to, like, Blinding Sleep. Okay. And then over here. Did I Gorfian's Grasp? Yeah, I found that to be weird to use. No, I don't even think I have it. Or if I do, I didn't notice. I have A-Bomb Limb. Which I think I've been getting confused for Gorfian's Grasp for a long time. Over here. Pretty sure you have a stun as well. I have a disorient, like an AoE disorient. I think I could have taken Asphyxiate, but I got something else. Oh, I need to get my thingy. There you go. What, having to do a mechanic? Me? Never. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Hey, Chat and Hey Hazel. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Got myself a full heroic raid clear yesterday. Oh, nice. Free AOTC. Yeah, you get a lot of interrupts. I don't know how to tank this boss. I'm assuming I maybe grab the melee one and pull him over. Sounds reasonable.
Fear
and then
incoming.
run away. Although maybe I could, like...
Defensive. Defensive. Watch your step. Defensive. Run. Fear incoming.
Haha. I use Lich
Knocking
Blade.
back. Watch your step.
Yeah, because I have a bomb limb. Oh, there's Gorfian's Grasp. Yeah, sure. I have a talent point. Why not? I feel like nobody's run up the hill to the last boss in a long time. For X platform, we made a wave with our long boys like they do in sports stadiums. Oh, that's cute. I'm coming. Hope you're doing great. Well, thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I'm leveling a tank alt for season 3. I keep wanting to call it season 2. I don't know why. Just doesn't feel like it would be season 3 time yet. But I'm a blood DK. Well, I guess we can't end up anymore. Strange place to dismount. But I suppose it's fine. This will work. You know, we're leveling, so we get the experience regardless. 'tis be the season of giving. Thanks. It's going to be a real roller coaster for people in LFG because they're going to be like, oh, hey, a tank cute. And then they'll be like, oh, no. This isn't what they're supposed to do at all. Strange Thanksgiving joke, even for me. Do you guys ever do any, like, sort of traditional holiday foods that are traditional for your family and only your family? Or just, like, you? I was trying to think of if I was going to make, like, a Christmas dinner and it was just going to be for, like, me and my partner. And it was totally up to me what I made. What would I actually want to eat? Because a lot of traditional holiday food is just not necessarily my thing, but, like, that's probably why I don't eat it all year round. You know, I can't, if I just ate the things I normally like, then it would just be like another Thursday. Tacos on Christmas, probably fish. Yeah. Do we want to try and do those guys? Do we want to try and tuck in? We're tucking. Oh, they pull. They pull. They're also not grippable.
Defensive.
This is going to be fun. Hoping for the best. I used some stuff. I tried to Gorfin's Grasp. I guess it's a 15 yards.
Defensive.
It's not very far. I kind of wanted it to grasp in like 45 yards. I may have had my expectations set too high. There we go. So, yeah, you do get like a half a level for the end thing. And then, you know, whatever you got in the middle of it. So I was like 2 bars in and now, yeah, it's pretty good. Everyone's healthy seems worth. Just ordered Chinese food for Christmas. Whipped feta hot honey dip every year. Ooh. Yeah, it does sound good. All right, so let's venture some stuff. Yeah, I think that is faster than questing. I think that is probably substantially faster than questing. But, like, is it more fun? Maybe. Seems like a decent chunk of XP. Yeah. You know what the move could be if you had people would be, because they're just normals and you can run it with 70s, you could bring like your geared 70 friends into the normals and they could just smush everything extremely quickly for you. Mass gripping the open world to get used to it. Yeah. I mean, 15 yards isn't very big. Shadowy toes grow within 15 yards of a hostile or friendly target, pulling them to the target's location. Interesting theory. Second, I thought you were calling your guests for Christmas dinner normals. No. Who has 70 geared friends? I have 4, maybe 5 tops. I guess I'm not going to burn out in the dungeons because they're not the same ones I'm going to do in the season. Do you mean my ults? I have a few. Random Dragonflight dungeon. I couldn't tell you why I had a lot of fun tanking the leveling dungeons before, but now it's like, I don't know, not boring, but not as fun. Hazel, hi. Hello. How you doing? Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. How are things? You know what I might like is just finding replacements. I guess now that I'm 61, I could get blue gear. I can see how expensive it is. I'm just thinking replacements in the non-heirloom slots. So like I got a pair of bracers, which is good. But like a belt and some gloves and some boots, maybe. That might help my overall power level a fair bit. You could get Ruby Life Pools. That has to count against dungeons, really. Playing Horde? Yeah! I'm a Mag Horror Orc. I'm also a tank. It's melee. It's everything that I'm not usually. Which tea are you rocking today? I got no tea. I drank a cup of coffee earlier. I have water, but it's kind of cold. I'm thinking about heating up the hot water bottle to put under my feet again. Or maybe I should set up the heating pad, because then way I don't have to boil a kettle. Just to keep the Tootsies toasty. These spring heaters are not what I should be trying to fight. They take an extraordinary amount of damage to kill. What if Moose slept underneath and you used him as a foot warmer? He is a really warm baby. He is a warm buddy. When he was visiting Kira yesterday, he came in so hot. She was sleeping on her chair, and he came in and saw her and went, "Oh boy, the cat!" And he jumps up onto the chair with all four paws, and she's like, "Whoa! No!" And it took a minute to calm him down. He just wants to play, but like he wants to play so bad, and he's gotta take it easy, and that's hard when you're a baby. Luckily, the kitty doesn't seem too bothered by it. Like, she was surprised, but then she's like, all right, as long as he stays over there. She wasn't like angry or anything. She didn't hide. Oh. Coffee's the most important meal of the day. Questing the tank just feels good. Just keep trucking. One more mess to clean up. But I think normally when I'd been having the cat and the dog visit, it had been at the very end of the day when the dog was pretty tired. So we just kind of trot in very calmly and just like give her a little polite sniff and then lay down. And yesterday it was like in the middle of the day right after lunch. So he was maybe a little bit too bouncy. But I figure, he's going to have to get used to it in all of his different energy forms, because eventually they're just going to have to live with each other. And they're doing fine, but it's a balancing act of wanting them both to have the run of the whole house and to just, be able to hang out with us all the time without stressing out my blind cat more than necessary. I'm going to set up that hot pad. And it is icy. Let me see. We've got a heating thing, and then do I have an outlet under there? Oh, I found my turtle. I can't unplug my monitor. That's a bad idea. I guess I can run it back to this one. There we go. Holy smokes, how big is this thing now? Evening, Hazel and chat. Good evening. Reclaiming potions for a solution remind you of the scrapper in BFA. Oh. Can't get myself to level without time walking anymore. I know, time walking was so fast. It was so fast. Although I do feel a little disoriented on the characters that I did time walk on, because they're in the Dragon Isles and they've done like nothing. Like they'll still have the quest to go to the Dragon Isles while they're chilling in Veldragon at level 70. Thanksgiving for me? Going okay so far. Knocked over a candle. Wax went everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry. That's always annoying to clean up. Happy food day. Happy food day. They can't start the intro quest to Borals? I suppose not. Oh, not unless that got fixed. There we go. Oh, there's a flower in here. The problem with dungeons is there's not very many things for me to urban mine. No shot that got fixed. Yeah, somehow I don't think it's at the top of the priority list. Am I going to make an earthen? Oh, sure, yeah. Now, what class of earthen? I have no idea. Maybe I should have the randomizer roll it, figure out what I should be. Because it'll be an alt of some kind. What classes do we feel like they really fit with? Warrior's kind of an obvious pick. Because, you know, who doesn't make sense as a warrior? Shaman? True. They can be everything except for evoker, druid, and demon hunter. Enhancement shaman. No new classes within War Within. No new classes. I need a name for a female dwarf Mistweaver monk. I got nothing. I got no ideas. So there we go. There's level 62. That's something. It's been very, very quiet game sound today. If we turn this up a little bit, maybe? Because I just want the music. I like the music. I'm not going to worry too much about the end of my spec because I'm just going to import new ones. Tempted to make a little para warrior roll because I don't know why. They haven't saved me. Little fox. Pug average gear level is in the low 460 to high 450s now. In what? After a year, do you prefer this talent tree or the iteration from Cata to Shadowlands in hindsight? Oh, the three options that you kind of flick back and forth between? I like this one, but I think I mostly like this one because of how flexible it is, like being able to change it just anywhere out of combat. I don't know if I like it because of all of the options, but it is nice getting a new thing to play with when you're leveling. I do enjoy that. I think all of the versions of it were fine with me. I think I'm just very easy. Crit, sure, yeah. I kind of wanted versatility. Was that green or red? Week or thing, profession to-do list? Yeah, Tama's Dragon Flight Helper. That's healing taken increased. What does this one do? Versatility, yeah, that seems good. That seems reasonable. I got 2 monks and 2 paladins. I'm missing one of my paladins. I'm just gonna pull some stuff. See how it goes. Because, you know, it's just a level of dungeon. Drama from the Mythic Plus in this dungeon. I didn't mind it with the major exception of that bird. Croth and I do not get along. Croth is, every now and then there will be a boss that I just cannot do consistently. Even when I am paying all of my attention and trying my very best, it's just too hard for me. And healing Croth on like a tyrannical 20 or 18, 16. Healing tyrannical Croth was too hard for me. It was just too much. It was too many things to dodge and too much healing to do at the same time, and I would get lit up by something or another. I would just clip a toe onto like a tornado, and then it would be all over. Plan on playing on Seasons of Discovery? I don't know. I feel like maybe not, but I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with the retail season. But I bet I would enjoy Seasons of Discovery for a while. If I was going to play, I would probably play one of the things that I played in hardcore. So either Warlock or Hunter or Priest. With maybe an edge towards Priest or Hunter. And it would depend a little bit on if anybody was gonna... I mean, it's weird that it's not hardcore and that I could die. Because I guess I really could do group content then. Maybe I really would go do BFD. I don't know. How much do you want to bet? Nothing. Him and the tree boss were way overtuned, especially at the beginning. Yeah. Whew. I like my little ghoul, even if he doesn't get a name. He gets another chance at life. You know, how often does that happen? Should I move this guy somewhere?
Defensive.
Oh, I have to point it. It says to use a defensive. My big plan is just to death strike once. A ring. It's one of the trader rings for the Iskara. Overgrown ancient croft. We go do bird? We go do bird. Caw. Never played DK. Sometimes I feel like me neither. Blood seems pretty straightforward. Healing a blood DK gives me anxiety. It used to really stress me out. Blood DKs and Demon Hunters also. The self-healing tanks. I mean, lots of tanks have some self-healing, but those ones were especially egregious. I don't know why it doesn't stress me out as much anymore. I think I've just kind of come to accept that I think I've dissociated a little bit what am I trying to say? I don't take it as personally when things go wrong anymore because maybe I've done enough keys that I know that I can do it and that something's just happened. Or maybe it's just not as important to me that things go perfectly anymore. I think I've managed to separate it from my identity a little bit so that it's not like a personal crisis if it's not going well or if somebody's not happy with my gameplay. It's just kind of like, well, that happened. What are we going to do? More confident? Maybe. The worst is when you get a piece of criticism or somebody flames you, right? And the thing that they're saying is something that you're insecure about, like, because you know they're being rude, but like they're right. That was the thing that always used to just absolutely deck me. And it's not because somebody said something unkind, although that's kind of the trigger for it, but the reason that it was able to upset me so much was because I was getting some part of my identity from this idea that like, oh, I'm a decent healer, or like I'm a good player or whatever. And then whenever that's threatened by making a mistake and being called out on it, it's not just like, you know, it's not just like a little feel bad, it's like a big feel bad because it's like shaking that underlying identity. And if you get to a point where you're not as attached to that idea, then it doesn't hurt quite so much. Or maybe I've just tabbed out of all the public group chats, so when people flame me, I just don't see it. That's probably more the case. I don't get whispers anymore. So if people have opinions, most of the time they just never cross my radar. It is the Quidditch bird. I'm gonna point it this way, and I'm gonna press
Defensive.
Press Tombstone, and then maybe like some death strikes. Yeah, that seems good.
Spread. Phase change. Shockwave.
What if we just don't do the ball thing?
Phase change.
What? Whoa. Okay. So, first of all, I need to disadvance. Second of all, I need to not stain in that probably. I did not know there was a knockback. I am extremely lucky I did not go over the edge. That's funny.
Defensive.
Whoops. How you do? Learning's fun. If only I remembered what did that to me. I think it might have said shockwave. Oh, glad to see you take my tank everything with your face challenge to heart. Death Advance would have prevented that. But also so would have sidestepping. Okay, what if I grab some stuff? And then we can like... Look at that. I think part of my problem with Gorfian's Grasp is that it uses a target that could be an enemy or a friendly target. And yet, I don't, I've just been kind of assuming it's going to grab stuff to me. I guess I could make myself a macro that always casts Gorfian Grasp on me, just to fix that problem. I know sometimes there's probably applications to have things gathered up elsewhere, but probably not in my life. Well, all right, we can't fight the boss. There's too much trash. Did have a macro target on me, made it easier. Yeah. It seems like a very useful spell with a lot of utility that I'm just probably not going to use. You could listen to your own instructions for these bosses. I never did an Elgathar video. I did the dungeon videos for the rest of them, and Elgathar was the last one on my list, and I just ran out of time. And the footage sat on my machine for like 6 months until I realized that my window was probably over. And I wonder if that's why I never got really good at it, is I never actually sat down and made a guide for it. Oh dear. It's okay. This tree's gonna do something for sure. Something to do with ads.
Defensive. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Only Mythic Plus dungeon from Dragonflight is Dawn. Yeah. I think I still prefer that to, I don't think I was ready for the first season's ones to get rotated back in. I don't think I was ready for Ruby Life Pools again, so I'm gonna grab these guys and these guys. And these guys. Wow. Holy. We're cleaving. Ruby Death Pools. Hated that place. I thought for sure when it first came out that it was going to be the new like Maw of Souls, because it's like a 3-boss dungeon. It was super pretty. I was like, this is going to be the favorite. Because when I did the bosses like on a Mythic 0 on the PTR, I thought, oh, this is a really cool dungeon. But then when they were scaled up, they just got so chaotic and hard to heal in particular. Although I guess that's just because I'm a healer. That it was not the new Maw of Souls. It was not the place that everybody was excited to go. Both of them are at 62.7%. Might take more pulls than T-Swift did. Whoa. That's crazy. They're at like the exact same percentage. Sometimes I'll be hitting a boss and I'll have pressed my buttons for a while and I'll be like, well, I don't have any more plans. Am I supposed to take this somewhere? No?
Run. Breath incoming.
It disconcerts me when the bosses don't look at me. I know sometimes they do mechanics that point at other people, but you see them spinning wildly around. I don't know about that. Ooh, a puzzle box. Wow. An intermission at something. Oh, I see. You don't hit for a large amount of time. That is true. Lucky you have to be up late to see Limits Kill live Tuesday night. Looking forward to watching more later today. How's the new content? Good? Yeah, I think so. I had a lot of fun in the raid. I had a great night in the raid last night. I'm looking forward to more Laradar progression, but I think it's not going to be till next week because we don't raid tonight. Because it's Well, we don't raid tonight because it's Thanksgiving. So that got me a half a level. It's like inarguably faster than questing, but oh man. Do I like it better than questing? I don't know. What if I just flew around and picked flowers and was extremely slow? I'm not going to do the Dream Surge, I don't think, but I do want to like go take a little look at it. Yeah, we had Thanksgiving in October. Do you not like it because it's not fun or the dungeon feels like a slog or too long? I don't know. It's a good question. I have some mail. I'm just not making the same gold that I could be making. You know, we've got Ceravite ore to mine. 1,300 from that. Maybe with well, it's not like my damage sucks or anything like that though. I was gonna say maybe with some blue gear. So let's see. I need a belt, gloves, and boots specifically. Plate, usable, item level. So yeah, 3 explorer's plates. So there's some 312, 319 stuff that's pretty cheap. Random stats, and that's gonna be like a pretty big upgrade. So let's buy some boots, gloves, nope, no gloves. Belt? Bizarrely enough, no belt either. Maybe they're just a later bracket. Can I do this as a leveling character? I guess I'll find out. I remember them talking about how you could find little waking dream portals and then do them for Dream Surge progress between the major events, but I never actually did very many of them. $238 to $246. See if this rift absolutely ruins me or not. There's so many nodes around. There's Titan Touch Ceravite. I don't feel like I'm doing a wild amount of damage to these things. Oh, they are level 70. They don't scale down to you. You're able to open the thing at level 62, but you're not so much able to I mean, it's good, it's decent tanking practice because I actually have to do something. Ow. Open at your own risk, apparently. I'm a little afraid that more things are going to come out after this. I'm trying to blood DK heal as best as I can. It's working! We're doing it! Okay, speaking of things that are not worth the time. Holy moly. Maybe something really cool will happen when I kill this last mob. Getting my rune weapon off cooldown. Maybe I'll leave. I got 1 coalescence. Oh no, there's more. No, I'm leaving. You can't make me do it. That took an enormous amount of time. That does not scale down to me. There's Draconium. When they say it's up, how up do they mean? Do they mean all the way up there? I think they do. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think that Waking Dream is going to be any good either. May as well just queue random dungeons. Yeah, it's Uldaman. I think I could just keep going. I think we've got good damage in this group. This seems to be like a turn on your auto run and hope for the best kind of group. If I can remember where anything is anyway. Hi, Hazel. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. How about some leveling BGs? Oh, I suppose so. I don't see that in my future.
Charging. Move.
It wouldn't be fair for me to say they're not very fast because I haven't checked since 2015. Might have been genuinely the last time that I tried leveling through BGs. But yeah, this is the move. You just sit in Veldrak and you do dungeons. Korax is pretty good leveling, supposedly. I think I'm just I'm in too much of a hurry. I have this idea that I can get like the whole 60 to 70 done in like 1 or 2 days. When Dragonflight first came out, I was perfectly content for it to be like a whole week. You know, you just quest through each of the zones and you're enjoying discovering all the side quests, and like all those things still give us just as much experience as they did, if not more.
Totem.
But I don't know, not good enough for me anyway. After I get my Druid to 70, Mistweaver's the next thing I want to play. Think you just really want to do keys. What if I really want to tank LFR? You do you. They need me. Maybe. I don't know. Has anybody checked? Would you MT for the guild alt raid if they had one?
Knocking back.
If they needed me to, like if our tanks had DPS ults they wanted to play. One of our tanks has tank ults. One of our tanks has ults of all of the tanks, so I imagine they would still want a tank, but our other tank might want a DPS. Yeah. Yeah, I would. If they wanted me to. I'd have to double check the guides real quick to find out when to taunt or just ask, I guess. Yeah, I find DPSing LFR to be kind of boring too. I have to do it alongside something else. I was gonna do LFR on my priest, but I think now that I have 4-piece, I think I don't need to anymore. Well, I'm never getting aggro on those, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm just leaving. Druid and Classic Air is 20 now. It took me almost 2 days of Slash played. Whoa.
Crowd control.
$35 score left for KSM. Nice. That free heroic piece is huge. I was really proud of my guild. They all, like a lot of people got groups together and ran keys and got KSM in the second week. And so we had like a lot of people were getting their 4-piece like yesterday because even if you didn't get anything from raid, like if you pick up, I got my 4-piece with only 1 piece from raid because I got 1 from Vault, 1 from Catalyst, and then 1 from KSM. So by the time I got to raid, I had 3-piece despite having not won any of them, which is good because like our token was not dropping. It was all Hunter Druid tier, which is good though. We have 2 Druid healers, which I found keys to be less stressful. Yeah, the timer is always going to add some pressure. That's a little bit unavoidable. Ooh, there's a book over there. I say as I don't read it. Busy. Places to be. Things to do. Bosses to tank. What do they do? Who's to say? Something.
Defensive.
Sometimes I check my health and it's fine. You know, like I cast my gaze in my bar and it's like, well, you've got full health and bizarrely full runic powers, so it's fine. Marmo, thank you for the 54-month reset. Do you think you'll check out Season of Discovery on stream? Maybe, yeah. What are you guys playing for Season of Discovery? I don't know for sure. I'm having a lot of fun with the season, but it's not like we have to play it forever. We can play it for like a couple weeks. It's weird that it's like right on top of Season 3. Pally for me.
Control. Crowd
Stick in the
control.
retail. Did a full normal run yesterday. Healer was a druid who only invited 1 mage. Didn't have a single druid token drop. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. Gonna try priest. Airport voice is DBM. Deadly boss mods. It's a little annoying, but it saves me a lot. Especially when it's a fight that I'm not super familiar with. I found it really good for kind of sight reading the keys this season. I didn't look up any of the bosses and I couldn't really remember what they did, but she would tell me to run away and I'd be like, okay. If you say so. I think she knows what she's talking about. Season of Discovery is a new event sort of for Classic where they're doing servers on regular like vanilla Classic, but they're adding more abilities to it. And they're kind of reworking some of the content. You could describe it as Classic Plus, if you so desired to. Abilities are hidden. You have to find the mysteries. Yeah, you can change the audio files to anything you want. You can also, and I'm not sure if it's working right now, but you can change your DBM audio files to be me. I have a voice pack out for it. I need to look into updating it to make sure it's functional, but... you can have like my voice count down the whole timer and stuff like that. It is. I am using it. Working or needs updating? Because somebody told me that it had broken for them. And I know it probably needs new files. Like there's probably some new sounds that it doesn't have yet. 90%. Okay. Hey, it's Chronolord Deus. Do you think they gel their eyebrows?
Knocking back. Defensive.
I'm watching my health to see if it's gonna move at all. Nothing.
Knocking back. Defensive.
There we go. Ooh, transmog. So that got me to 63. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm falling. It's just the rock wall again. There's nothing in there. Okay, what am I looking to get? Blood shield makes me deal extra damage, maybe? I could reduce Scorpion's grasp cooldown. Nerf Hazel. Yeah. We're leveling. It's going fine. I wonder if I could wear if I could buy and wear gloves or belt now. Because we got bracers. Plate, hands. Usable only, sort by item level. No. No. That's okay. That monk's DPS. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the healing meter on the top. Do I have the damage for overall? They also did very good damage. They did just as much damage as me. Growing up means choosing passives, avoiding active abilities. Can I make a macro for my Gorfiends? Let me see. Will that do? Probably. I actually want to go poke around town. I don't think they're going to have dungeon quests for me, but I want to take a look anyways. Tempted to upgrade my heirlooms to 70 so I don't need to worry about gear till Emerald Dream. It's nice to have. It's one of those things that you do it once and you've kind of got it for, well, sort of forever. Sometimes they invalidate them. But I like having one set for each armor type, plus like a handful of weapons upgraded all the way to 70 because they come in handy for stuff like this. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, I did get a belt. And then I don't need the trinket. Or the ring. I have the trader mount already. Yeah, 3,400. 28 gold I get to keep. So if I look around, there's a Sparks of Life, Fire Season, Aiding the Accord, which I'm picking up later, and then just a bunch of campaign quests. I don't think you can do those dungeon quests anymore. They must have taken them out. I just targeted the macro to my character's name. You can also target it to player. I just wanted to cast it on me. I just want to grip stuff to me. Take that. I'm not going to do the Voldraken orientation. I never do. Sometimes they're part of a quest line. But the two quests, the one, remember how every week at the beginning of the expansion there was 2 quests that had you go into a dungeon and then you would get to choose which reputation you wanted a token from? Yeah. I mean, maybe it's at 70 or maybe they just don't do it anymore. I was hoping that I could pick them up at 63 and then get like a little extra or something. Yeah, there definitely are dungeon quests if you do the campaigns for them. It's not a bad idea. I'm tired. This is totally fine. Totally fine. Ooh, Azure Vault. Should I be using like a food buff or something? I don't know. I want to herb those, but I can't stop. Kind of love Azure Vault. It's very pretty. I have this idea that I don't fully... I've gotten lost in here a few times. I think that's counting against it in my estimation, is that I've gotten a bit lost. People do some kind of a skip that involves jumping on top of a doorway. And it's all very clever, but like, I hate stuff like that because I do it wrong and then I'm behind. And then they have to like, if they have a warlock, they have to summon me at the boss because Hazel's just wandering around like a sheep on the lower level. Or like I jump and then I don't do it right. It's just a big mess. Oh, speaking of big mess. Everything's awake and we're pulling it all. I want that Crystal Fury. What if I just stand in this? Yeah, everything's fine. No more skips, it's fixed? Oh, there you go. Yeah, the Druid's level 70. The rest of us are... Actually, you know what? The Demon Hunter's 70 also. And the Paladin. But it's, you get like a weird mix of leveling and not leveling characters. So as a tank that's level 63, I'm kind of superfluous. I'm mostly here for the good vibes. I don't think anybody actually needs me to tank any of this. Try to skip, you insta die. Oh, there you go. Get lost trying to take the portals in the bottom half of Dawn of the Infinite. Want to shrink into my chair. I've been taking the wrong portal from the Timeways on my way to Keys lately. Sometimes I have to like walk into that portal room and then like look around for a minute before I run through one. I can't just follow people because sometimes I follow somebody who I think is in my group and then it's not somebody in my group. I'm supposed to do something.
Defensive.
Maybe. Maybe I don't need to do anything. And look, it's another traitor ring. Right? Yeah. Shame I don't need them. I mean, I guess I could trade them to somebody that wanted it. The frontal destroys the trees? Oh. There was something like that. Samajin, thank you for the 5-month resub. Love your content. Really wish I could play WoW again. Can't afford it. At least I can enjoy it through your streams. Glad to have you here. Honestly, not having an ongoing WoW sub is like kind of a cheat code to having more time in your life to do things. I'm motoring. Look at me go. I'm so fast. Players would get an ability to do the same too. I think you can. I think that ideally it's both. It's one of those things where everybody kind of helps. But do we think we're going to get these dungeons again as a key in this season, or is this not until they start bringing them back again in like future expansions? Is it just going to be one season and then done? I'm assuming so. This trash is funny. I've always gotten a kick out of this trash. I don't really know what I need to be worrying about with it as a tank, but you know, pop AMS, it'll be fine. Next season would be best 8 dungeons from Dragonflight. Faded will have the Dragonflight dungeons. That would be nice, yeah. See him one more time. Because I think the Faded Shadowlands season, they used old dungeons, but that's because we had been in the Shadowlands dungeons for like a couple of seasons running. So we weren't ready for them again yet. Ice Cutter hits tanks hard. Maybe I'll find out what that means. They'll bring Thundering back. What dungeons would you like to see in there? I think the 8 Dragonflight ones again would be kind of fun. I don't feel like I'm quite ready for them to get assigned to the Halls of History. I need one more season with them. Well, do I? Ruby Life Goals. maybe Ruby Life Goals could be over. Don't see them delaying Mythic Grim Battle anymore. Because after that, you would assume that we would take an expansion off from having them in the season. Like, we didn't, we've had lots of old dungeons, but we haven't had any Shadowlands dungeons in our current Mythic Plus seasons. Wrong way? I thought they'd mirrored it. Where are you going? I thought I was going forward. I have no idea. I was like, huh, I've never seen this hallway. This must have been after the skip. The part that I normally miss. Nope. Yeah, navigation, not my strong point. A little bit of a problem as a tank. Maybe this book is a better idea. Or that book. Or that book. Maybe they all go to the same place? It's okay, they can do trash without me, pretty much. Maybe eventually I'll find them. Nice to not have to worry about leading. I guess so, yeah. I would probably be more worried about this if they were waiting for me. I do need a summon. I need a map. This doesn't help me very much. There's too many circles. I'm also not very fast. It's funny that the paladin followed me. The healer was with me the whole time. That was nice. Maybe I'll just wait by the boss. Look at me go! I'm tanking.
Shockwave. Watch all.
Hope our Fated season's the 8 DF dungeons. Yeah, now that you guys mention it, I hope so too. I think it would be good. The music's very calming in here. Yeah, I'm used to having people to follow. I don't like being the first person to go anywhere unless it's utterly unimportant where we end up going. Going through the middle. Yeah, I am leveling 60 to 70 mostly in dungeons. I wanted to do other things, but they were much slower. I went to the Dream Surge Zone, I did some world quests. I did a little gathering and some side quests, and it was okay, but this is dramatically faster, so I'm back to I'd say tanking dungeons, but I don't think that's an accurate representation of what's going on in here right now. NPC Dungeon Companion. Hail, heroes. Maybe I can gather things up for the Feral Druid. Or the Moonkin. You know, give you a nice little cleavy puddle. Sanguine Depths with 8 drop tables. I didn't mind Sanguine Depths. We called it Sanguine Depths, and then we called it the Sanguini Depths, and then we called it the Linguini Depths, and then I got hungry for lunch. I enjoyed that. And then it had the little loopy boss room with the balls. You know, that's fun. It's like dodgeball. Most delicious dungeon ever. I think that Smart's precisely the thing that is the least fun. And bizarrely enough, I think the only reason it's the least fun for me is because I feel like I mean, I do have a choice, but it doesn't feel like a very meaningful choice. I think that if all things were equal and I got it into my head that I wanted to do this, I would be having a great time. But because I feel like I've been shepherded into it, I'm like cranky. It's very strange. Loopy's fun. But I'm doing fine. I'm having fun.
Run out.
I've certainly never tanked these dungeons before. I might still end up doing some of the leveling just with gathering, because then I can, you know, I can overload some elemental nodes.
Shockwave.
And sell all that frost and order and stuff. And then I can be rich. Yeah, job done. 63.5. Maybe I'll just go do a bunch of dragon races. Can I do those to level? There should be like dragon race world quests. Yeah. You get 9,500 experience plus, you know, we'll get some gold. It'll be good. I wonder why there wasn't one in out there. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on World Quest List. This won't be as fast as Dungeons, but that's okay. I'm going to turn on World Quest List, and I'm going to go do the Dragon Race World Quests, the Cataloging World Quests, maybe the Climbing ones? I don't know. The Climbing ones are my least favorite of, like, the non-combat faction kind of World Quests. They're not top of my list. The Pet Battles, maybe. Those are pretty easy. And then maybe I can herb along the way. Yeah, there's a cataloger's raft right over here. Maybe you'll rise to liking them. I was trying to memorize something that would help me remember which one was which between Galakron's Rise and Murazon's Fall, because all the dragons are the same to me, so that's not very helpful. But I came up with, and this isn't very useful, you know, everybody falls down, but then they rise back up again. So fall is first and rise is second. It is precisely the opposite of what goes up must come down. It's more of like an uplifting rock song kind of theme. Cataloger's Raft. Getting into a pug for those dungeons is a complete mess because when you join one, you never really know which half you've joined because, yeah, sure, they might say that it's one, but sometimes it's the other one. There's that, I don't know if they fixed it yet, but that bug was still in full effect. The one that auto-lists your key, which is great, except that it mixes up the keys, or at least it mixes one up for the other one. I know Flabby ended up doing a rise when he wanted to do a fall. He was trying to farm a trinket for the fall, and he kept getting into dungeons that were actually rise once they'd started. Somehow with all the upgrades, I'm still terrible at these. That's okay. Oh, we're even getting Whelp's Crest. I might need those later. What's my herb skill? Once we get to, I think it's 25. We're at 19. You get to 25, you can start getting the elemental stuff, which I think is what I'm going to go for. Because for like a baby herbalist, that seems to be the best thing that you can do for gold making would be to just improve your overload, because that's where most of your gold's going to be. It's not actually the herb or the ore itself, but the elemental bits that you can get. Sometimes I like to look up how much experience you get from doing like a quest or a world quest, somewhere in the range of like 10,000. And then you check how much experience you get from picking an herb. And then you just imagine that you have like an endlessly repeating quest to like herb like 9 nodes or 10 nodes or whatever it is, 8 nodes sometimes. And then you're just like, I'm just doing endless herbalism quests because it's really pretty good. And there's our dragon race. But yeah, we might make it to 64 today. Oh, and I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do. Because I want to do the stream content. I want to do LFR, and I want to do baby keys. I want her to run her own key. But I can't do that till 70. I think it's going plenty fast enough. I'm just really impatient. In one stream getting to 64 I think is pretty decent. You just can't expect to do it all in one sitting. Okay, so we could do, if we head over that way, we can get the pet battle quest done. Happy to throw my DPS your way to get through dungeons faster if you like. Oh, thank you. It might come to that at some point. I don't think I'm going to do it today, though. I think if I can get to 64, oh, there's so many nodes. If I can get to 64, that might be good enough for today. Plus, gather leveling will get faster as you get the points that let you do it on without getting off your mount and stuff too. Although I was gonna go straight for elementals and not for that one, so maybe I won't get that. Hello, Hazel. I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you have a key problem. Oh man, I never tanked them. I don't know. I want to see if it's any fun. I could also be doing keys in my priest. She could use crests. I feel like if I run keys to just cap out my worms and aspect crests, that would do me a lot of good. Especially ahead of next week's spark. Is it a spark next week? Anyway, whenever the next spark happens to be, being able to make like a enchanted aspect crest would be super useful. Because I've got gear upgrades I want to slam. I have lots of flight stones. I'm capped by my crests right now. It's a problem. Debating trying taking keys this season, but it's spooky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to resolve to tank them. And I'm not going to worry about if I do it very well. I'm just going to do my best. And I can start low. And nothing says that I have to like push keys very high. You know, like if I want to do every single key on a 2 before I move on to 3s, that's fine. I'm allowed to do that. That might be what I end up needing to do to just kind of get a feel for what on earth is going on. I like to think that I need to find some water to jump in. Does the lava count? I think the lava might count here. Hang on. If I can put out this fire debuff by swimming in lava, that would be very funny. Oh, it's not working. Oh no. I need to fight something so I have something to death strike. There we go, that works. At least you didn't play disc last season, true. Why not both? True. Okay. I shouldn't get out of this area, it's scary with lava. There we go. So now we've unlocked specializations for herbalism. So if I go into this one, we can, yeah, reduce the cooldown of our overload, which I think we want to do. Do they still have these nodes? Yeah. You can increase your overload refunds by going all the way in there. I think what I might do is I might have that unlocked, but then sit on my points until I get to 50 or whatever to start putting points into botany. I think that's what I'm going to do. Especially if I end up herbing and mining to get to 70. Lava isn't scary, it's just misunderstood. It wants to be fire and earth at the same time. I remember when I found out that there was like lava damage or something like that. Some kind of damage type that Drakthir can do. And I found it out for the first time when they introduced Og, but apparently Drakthir had been doing it the entire time and I was very confused. It's like, this is going to have huge implications for something. No, not really. Just getting overwhelmed. Prof Quest open up, is it 30? I want to say 25, but I don't know that for sure. So that's overload herb. And then that's going to be my overload ore. So if I find like a nice, not fire, but like a Titan touch ore, I can, I'm just trying to swim. I'm just trying to swim. There we go. Overload that too. Exactly, 2K rating. Oh, congrats! So, typing's hard. Last night I was having a couple conversations in Raid. And what I should do is set it up so that the whispers to different people open up in different tabs. But what I was doing was I was just kind of tabbing through the different people to try to send the message to the correct person, which sometimes I mistype and then it's usually pretty funny. But I was trying to send something to Flabby. And what I ended up doing was whispering Flabby the message. Flabby. Because I couldn't, I was just trying to like get the right whisper target in, but then I accidentally sent it as a message instead. I was having a hard night. My fingers were cold. Void Elf passives like Void Frost damage. Don't know why they're making up new damage types. It doesn't seem to be wildly important. I guess with the exception of opening those treasure chests. Ooh, it's Expedited Scout Pack. Do I need that for anything? I actually probably don't. I usually do them for profession knowledge, but gathering profs get their knowledge elsewhere. And it doesn't give you any experience. And I have the mount already, so I suppose I can leave those alone. You get Dragon Isle supplies for them. Could use those for something. Yeah, my hardcore character is still alive. Switching from Evoker has made me realize their range is indefensible. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's been comfy being back on Priest. I think I'm just gonna eat that one. There we go. It's level 64. We get another point over here. I don't really want Soul Reaper. I guess I could take another point into Blood Draw. Oh no, I wanted Insidious Chill, that's right. Well, I wonder if I can here, let's get out of here. Is that snail mad at me? Yes, yes it is. Can at least chuck all this stuff up on the auction house and make a couple 100 gold off of it. Nah, I want to do the pet battle. Poor Mr. Snail. Favorite dungeon or boss you have amongst the Mythic Plus pool? The current one? Thinking. I'm going through the dungeons one by one in my head. We've ruled out anything in Throne of Tides. I'm thinking about Blackrock Hold. I actually quite like the Dawn of the Infinite dungeons. I don't love all the trash, but the bosses themselves I think are pretty fun. They're just tuned a little tiny bit wonky sometimes. Most of my trouble in Dawn of the Infinites has been like strange bugs. Like we had a Pendule ad, one of those like chrono worms, just randomly like follow us into the battle fight and then wipe us. And then it was just like in combat but like hanging out on the flight path between the two platforms and nobody knew where it came from or how. That was kind of a bummer. I mean, it was funny, but concept there for me, minus the I get lost in it part. Yeah. And then the running gauntlet is either a great triumph or a great disappointment for every time. There's no middle ground. Ataldazar, Dark Heart for me. Yeah, Dark Heart's decent. Although, I had just the messiest Dark Heart. It was fun. It wasn't good. It was fun. I had the messiest Dark Heart recently. I haven't done enough Ataldazar. You know what? Razan stresses me out. I get into trouble on the dinosaur boss. Like, I just kite it poorly and get eaten, or I'm like, I can't get behind line of sight because I've just misjudged corners. I have a hard time. The rest of that dungeon's fine, but the dinosaur in particular gets me into trouble pretty frequently. It's kind of embarrassing. Don't have a lot of ways to get away. Cheat with Heroic Leap. Yeah, I'm kind of running at auto run speed on my little gnome legs, maybe with like an angelic feather, but then I'm also trying to not step on any of the bones, and last time I went around the bone, but then he caught me in the corner, and then I died. Lots of small hallways, bullet hellish bosses, not my cup of tea. Current season. Throne of Tides, Everbloom. Everbloom? Everbloom's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very middling on all of them. I think they're all fun. I'm mostly just enjoying getting a chance to play, use a piece of gear, or see my friends, something like that. Darter Miss 2040, thank you for the 3-month resub. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I always hit bones in my priest. Range of Devour is deceiving. Hopefully have Invis IB. Yeah. Yeah, I just get eaten. I feel like I take up more battle reses than I am necessarily entitled to. I think I'm using more than my fair share of B reses, and then I feel especially awful when nobody in the group has one, so somebody has to like get down with an engineer B res. Sanguine was a nightmare last week with the cramped dungeons. Yeah, it's nice not having Sanguine at least, although bursting has been exciting. It's been a long time since I've done a dungeon as not a healer. I wonder if it's more fun as a tank. Just kind of becomes somebody else's problem. I want that Draconium. Is he gonna... Is this your Draconium? No? Okay. Yeah, engineers have some kind of a bracers, B-res bracers that they can use. Or maybe it's just engineering crafted? Holy, there's a lot of stuff around here. Get so much tanxiety. Never tried it. Anyone can use them, but NGs make it more likely to work. I see. It's hard because often people's decent embellishes are specific to their bracer slot. It's happened again this season. You just gotta bring classes that can be res, but we don't always have one handy. Sometimes we do. I think I came out here to do the pet battle, and so far I've not done that. It was back this way. What if we do the dragon race instead? Adaptive arm guards and push step B-res for my Shami. Tanxiety for raid. I have a ton of tanks, so pugs are my only option, and it's scary. I'm probably gonna try and soothe my own tanxiety with some amount of research. I think I'll just maybe have like a page of guides open and I can just double check like the tank mechanics before I pull each boss. Ideally, I look at it before I get into a group so that I'm not like, hold on, I'm reading. Excuse me, 1 minute. Knew about No Much Army Rift from Wrath, but I need to look at the Bracer B-res. Yeah, jumper cables were a thing for a while too. Wait. Although, a while might have been like a long time ago, who's to say. Here we go, another 500 gold. There's 2 in the caverns, and there's 1 more in the plains. Assume tanks need to swap and that's it. I mean, mostly. There's usually like a tank buster, like a big thing that you want to mitigate. There's usually a swap. Sometimes there's a directional positioning, like, you know, the heroic bear, for example, at a council has a frontal cone, so you don't want to point that at people. And then sometimes there's a frontal cone. On Agira, the tanks need to stack together, I believe, because her attacks hit the next closest target. There's like usually a few things, but they're pretty straightforward compared to a lot of other mechanics. As a new player, should I go for dragon riding tokens first? Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a really good idea. Dragon glyphs will make it massively easier for you to get around. And it's something that you only have to do once, and then you have them for the rest of your life on your account, on all of your characters. I really miss constant positional stuff. Every dragon should have a tail swipe. I have a weak aura for dragon riding. Dragon speed weak aura. I just googled it. I think I have a link if you type !dragon speed in chat. I think the bot will spit out a link for you. It's just a little speed bar with the lightning because I wanted a more clear indication than just the screen effect whenever I was going fast enough to be getting vigor. That was too subtle for me. Aerial halt worth? The Drake break! You'll get all of the abilities eventually. I don't use aerial halt very much because nowadays if I need to land more precisely I can just get on a regular flying mount, but you wouldn't have that right away if you were brand new. Big skill check for tanks and then like Rashok. 3 casted 2 spells. Oh yeah, the taunt back and forth thing. The don't take two. Volcaros has a pretty specifically timed taunt as well. You want to make sure you get it, that Cataclysm Jaws doesn't land on the tank that had been tanking it. It's not like a complicated thing, but it is a pretty quick reaction. Or quicker than some things. I'm gonna go in the caverns and do those dragon races. I just like the 500 gold per bag. It feels good. I would say dungeon tanking is usually more demanding than raid tanking. Because there are frequently mobs that will have positional requirements. There's... Oh, that's not the cave. That's the wrong cave! Not the cave. I thought that was the way to the Zerlek Caverns. It's not. It's just a cave. And then, tanks will often have a lot of utility in terms of like positioning things, grouping things, interrupts, to kind of help manage abilities going out. 10 raid tanking, massively chill, almost boring. Yeah. Yeah, if you're also directing other people and doing like groups and assignments and stuff, then that kind of gives you enough to do. But if you're just there to taunt on 2, it's not that it's a bad way to play, but it's very different from what you might be used to with raiding. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm gonna have one job. You're like, all right, I'm gonna point the boss this way, and I'm gonna taunt at this time, and it's gonna be great. I might put up bone shield sometimes. You'll see. You just wait. Zerlek Caverns was such a miss of a zone. It's cool, and there's a lot of cool stuff in it. But something... The rares just being way too strong, combined with being not enough... Not rewarding enough for people to regularly want to actually do them. And then, yeah, the incentives were just a bit strange. I did not spend very much time out here. Why are the rares and elites so strong? I wonder how their strength compares to the Forbidden Reach rares, because the Forbidden Reach rares were very well received, and people would put together these big groups and go do laps of them. And maybe Blizzard expected people to have that same behavior in the Zerlek Caverns, but something that was spurring people to do it for the Forbidden Reach wasn't there for Zerlek, so people just didn't do them. There's collectibles on these rares, but that's apparently not enough to get mass groups of people putting up, putting up runs all the time for them. Doing the Emerald Dream races right now. Find them harder than all the others. They were long, I found. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I had my Thanksgiving in October. It was nice. I made a Thanksgiving Kong for the dog. I cooked him some potatoes and carrots and then put one of his treats in with them into his Kong and froze it. And he had that while my family was having dinner. It was nice. Alright. I'll do this one and then I'll look into wrapping up for the day. Does Moose eat baby carrots? Moosey eats steamed carrots. His tummy has a hard time with raw carrots. But if you take regular carrots and you chop them up and steam them, he loves those. He snarfs them up like a Hoover. Sometimes we'll give him a few of those as a snack. Not like entire carrots, but some of that as a snack. If he's been eating a lot of grass, which is just saying he wants more veggies. A little extra fiber. I usually buy carrots in those big, like 3 or 5 pound bags of like the grown-up ones. I don't know why I've shared that. It's not relevant information to anybody. All right. Our friend's dog gets super excited over cucumbers, just loves them. She can barely eat them for herself. Oh, noted. There, add that to your notebook of Hazel lore. I don't know, they go on sale. It's an affordable way to get a vegetable. It's not like broccoli crowns where you're paying $3 per piece of broccoli. And it's like, well, I know this is healthy for me, but like at what cost? At what point am I going to not buy this broccoli because it's too pricey? I guess it's out of season. You buy the frozen veggies. Oh. All right, how much progress did we make today? We started at 60, like a pretty fresh 60. What did I make it to? 64 and 41%. It's not too bad. Plus, she has more gold than what she started with, which is always nice to look out for. I'm going to wrap up this adventure for today. Tomorrow is Friday. I'll be back with a Friday morning WoW stream. I'm really enjoying this DK project. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.